Thank y'all for hanging out. We are broadcasting live from Southfield in the Podcastic Studios, and this is the podcast about podcasts. PodTalk is definitely in the building, man. What's going on, people? Glad to have y'all back. My whole gang is not here, but shout out to my man B Todd and of course Tam Telling Tales, who is not here today, but I definitely do have the mediapreneur. Got my man Miles Dixon on the ones and twos, bringing us to you. And guess what, man? We got a special guest today, man. We going all the way out to the DMV, back out to Baltimore, where we was at a couple of months ago, man. We got a very special guest who's got some things going on, and we want to let him shed some light on what he got going on from podcast networks and speaking engagements and everything else. We gonna let him get to it, though. I got my man George Simpson in the building. What up, G?
Hey, man, you make me sound important.
You definitely are important, my dog. I'm so happy to finally get you on, because I know it was a lot going on at the conference, and we didn't get a chance to like really sit down. So first and foremost, before I start talking you to death, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself, dog.
All right, man. My name's George. People around here call me Pablo, the pod boss. CEO of Sarcarius Media Group. We're a podcast network based out here in Baltimore, Maryland. Also have SMG studios here in Baltimore as well. People can rent the space out, do whatever they want in there, YouTube, advertising, all that good stuff. And I've been podcasting myself going on 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah,
okay.
7 years in January. So, yeah.
You're a veteran.
Hey, I feel like it too. So,
hey,
yeah,
so definitely, what I want to jump right into though is just that whole aspect of you having the network, and obviously it's a creative space as well. I think that's what's a little bit different. A lot of people have networks, but then a lot of people don't offer like that creative space. So tell me, like, how did that come about? How did you even get into the studio game? Like, just to say, like, here, I want to have this creative space for other creators.
I was arrogant. I ain't know.
Hence the name of the company.
Yeah, I mean, I was
sure.
arrogant. I saw who I saw Joe Budden. I saw Charlemagne. I said,
for sure.
They can do it. I can do it. You know what I mean? And so I was
no
like,
doubt.
Let me get like. First, it was like four of us. It was like just four shows, and it was like cool. You know, everybody got a dope story. This, that, and the third. And then I had popularity a while ago on Instagram, so people still remember me from there.
Gotcha.
And then it was like, yo, I want to do a podcast. And I was like, do you know how to podcast? I was like, no, not really. And I was like,
so you saw that lane.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I was like, cool. So pretty much everybody now that's on here started day one here. So they learned how to edit, learned how to do a whole bunch, all the other stuff about podcasting here with us at Sarcarius. At first, we had like veterans, and then veterans is like, I don't feel like doing this no more. They literally stopped. Like everybody who left SMG don't podcast anymore. So
they got burned out.
Yeah, they got burnt out. So, but the hungry ones, the ones that are still here, shout out to them, salute to them. We got like 9 shows here.
For sure.
Yeah. Got California.
So you mean to tell me that people outside of you, there's other people in the venue that know how to edit and do all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I make sure of that. I make sure of that.
I think that's the difference maker, though, because a lot of times you create this space, but then it's literally on you, because you're the only one that know how to distribute. You're the only one that know how to engineer. Like, that's crazy. So you got some help for it.
Yeah. So that came about because the first 4, one was in Canada, one was in California, one was in Florida. So I couldn't like be there hands on, and you know what I mean. Like, so
Facts.
I like, if something happens to me. Like, say I get sick, your show still got to come out. So
exactly.
That's where it came from. And then I just end up like, I start liking teaching people how to do this.
Okay.
So I think that's probably my next lane I'm gonna get into, is just show people how to do everything. So
no, for sure. That sounds like a book or something.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah, we'll keep that off the books, though. I want to give it up.
Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Now, most recently, obviously, we had connected at the Afros and Audio Podcast Festival. I guess from that standpoint, from being a network owner and having the actual space, like how beneficial is a space like Afros and Audio? Like how beneficial is that for you?
Afros and audios is amazing.
For sure. Shout out to my man Talib.
So, yeah, I'm so upset that I just found out last year. But Afros and audios is dope. I can do shopping there. See who got a podcast in the city. You know that want the space. You know what I mean. And I also learned things.
For sure.
Yeah, because for me, I was like, because it's like really 9 studios in the city.
Okay.
None of them was there but me. So
that's crazy, right?
Yeah, right. Because we had that mentality here of we're not going to help each other out, and I'm totally opposite of that. You know, so yeah, like I learned so much stuff, and I learned that there's a lot of people been doing this years before it got real popular. So yeah, it was a learning experience. You know, meeting y'all dope as hell, man. Like I ain't gonna.
Thank you, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
As soon as I come up the steps, that's who I'm looking for first. I gotta make sure y'all there. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And see, and that's the crazy thing about our situation too, though, is that like even with podcasting, being an entity, obviously, I also have my own. I was gonna say gang, but I got my own gang, E Block Radio. Yeah. So like, and that's what's dope about it though. We're able to all come together and go represent in a different place, and I think again that's a major benefit. So just like you said, if you're doing a situation like Afros and Audio in Baltimore, and there's other studio spaces who didn't even bother to come, it's just crazy. That shit is wild.
Yeah. And then like some people who came in town, they was like, yeah, we went to the other studios. Okay. And they weren't happy.
Really?
I was like, well, hey, I'm here. You know,
exactly.
I'm not going to undercut nobody. You tried it, so come over here. Let's see if you like it over here. So
there you go.
We should be hearing from a couple people.
And to be quite honest, to you, dog, this is something I was thinking about, and maybe I shouldn't even say it while we're being recorded, but I'm gonna throw it out there, and maybe we edit it out. But I was thinking, like, I know some people, right? Like, obviously, you out in the DMV area got studio space. We're in Michigan, got studio space. I started thinking, like, what if we made this connection like an underground railroad type situation? Hey. So, like, no matter where you travel, like, all right, hit my man's up, like a green book for podcasters.
Hey,
you already working on it?
Hey, man. No, I was already thinking it.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Call it whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Underpod railroad. You know what I mean? We can do something.
No, seriously, man. I'm almost afraid to say that on record. So maybe, all right, we'll keep it on record so people know they started here first. But I think that's something we could definitely put together.
That's dope. I would love that.
That shit would be dope.
Because if, like, say if I go to like Missouri, you know what I mean, and I'm still gonna need to record.
Where can I pull up and record?
You know what I mean? Hit up the directory. Boom.
I'm trying to tell you. I think this could be something. This could really be something, and it's revenue generating for people. Like it helps out the whole network. So, yeah, I think that could be a thing. So yeah, we definitely go put that on Opus Clips. But now, obviously, you got the space and you got the network. But I want to know, like, how did you get into podcasting? Like, what sparked that podcast bug for you?
My homegirl called me in the middle of the summer, 2017. I remember because I just moved into my house. So yeah, middle of 2017, and she was a fan of Joe Budden. Like she was a huge fan of Joe Budden. She went to like the live shows and everything. I'm not paying him no money.
Right. I ain't paying the Patreon. I'm sorry. I should probably, but
he ends up putting them out anyway. So yeah, I'll wait.
I'll wait. I don't need to quick, fast, and hurry.
Exactly. So she's like, "Yo, let's do this." I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, she's like, they like us when we on live. And I'm like, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we thought of a name. We actually still do it every once in a while. We used to be super consistent, but that one fell to the wayside, like most.
That's how it happens sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we came up with a name, started doing it, and then I liked it, I like having the conversations, because I heard every which way you can say something, and then it wasn't sounding like the way that that we talk, and that's what I also wanted. I wanted something to represent the city,
for sure.
'Cause I moved here when I was 15.
Okay.
And, so it's
where you from originally?
I'm originally from Frankfurt, Germany. My mom's in the military.
What? You German?
Yeah. So we
No, that's
bounced
fire.
around a lot. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know. And so
Okay.
Baltimore was the last stop on the tour. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is home. So I wanted something to represent, you know, other than Drew Hill. And I don't want y'all to just keep thinking Drew Hill and Crab.
Shout out to Drew Hill, though. Shout out to Drew
Hill. But we got some other stuff here outside of Drew Hill, you know.
Right.
So I just wanted a voice for the city, man. And I started liking it. Then she got distracted for a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So I started another podcast, and then another one. Then people started reaching out, and then the network started forming. And I was like,
for sure,
cool.
No, that's what's up. And again, I think a lot of network owners don't think about really when you're able to get a lot of. I won't even say a lot. Once you're able to get a few shows on your network, then that just helps you bolster your pitch for advertising, because now instead of pitching one, you get to pitch everything as a whole unit. So it's definitely power in numbers. So that's pretty exciting.
And that's what I preach to them. So
for sure. Now, when you first got into this idea of like doing a network, was there any, aside from Joe Budden, was there any like other influence, like, or someone you looked to kind of get tips on how you should go about it, or did you just kind of dive in?
So I dived into it, and then
backtracked.
So live. Don't listen to this. All right, don't listen to this. Earwolf. Earwolf has always been like, I guess the pinnacle for me. Like the way they did it, their website, everything. Like I wanted them to match my website to look like theirs, but I ain't that smart yet. But we'll get there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, but yeah, Earwolf. Stricker, all the usual suspects, but Earwolf was the one for me. Like that was, I was like, yes, okay. And then I wasn't even thinking money at first. I was thinking I'm just getting these stories out,
building this community.
Yeah. And then people start coming to me like, hey, y'all should get ads. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. We just doing stories. Like to this day, we don't have ads.
Yeah,
none of it. It's been it's almost 4 years now. So.
And that's the thing. And what's okay though, that you as the creator and founder, like what's okay is to understand that you don't know how to do it. So then you just get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest. Right, that is the hardest thing for us to do though. And I know that's the case. Like it's the hardest thing is to like let that go and like, all right, let somebody else do something, because like it's your baby. You don't want nobody to mishandle your baby. But at the end of the day, that team is very important, especially to alleviate some stress off of you. Because if you stressed out, the whole thing falls apart. Even though you got engineers and everybody on the team, is still like, if you fall apart, the whole situation's falling apart for sure.
Yeah. And I found that out 2 years in, because I was doing it all myself.
Yeah,
I told somebody to do something, then I'm like, nah, get that back to me. Get that back. Like,
you not even giving them a chance to do it.
Yeah. Then I just stressed out, and then I was like, yeah, we're falling to the wayside. Let me get some people in here, and shout out to like Natasha and Christian. They was there last year. They was the ones doing the interviews, walking around, taking pictures.
For sure.
Yeah, shout out for them, because without them, without them, I promise you.
Say it wouldn't be no you, huh?
Yeah. We would have quit at year 3. I promise you, we would have quit at year 3.
Now, in your space, is it? What would you say is dominant now? Is it video or audio?
It's video now. Everybody want to be seen. Everybody.
I know, right? And is that now the crazy thing is that still to this day though, that audio actually is going to get the most revenue in ads, like, which is crazy. But people do want to be seen. So that's a thing for real. But do you think, because this is a constant argument, some people believe it, some people don't, but do you think that once you turn it into a video, it's no longer a podcast?
If you do just the video, I believe so.
Got you. Okay, right. So if you only do the video, got you.
Yeah. So I have a show. It's called Are You Serious? They do the audio and the visual. But they start off, they said we're not only a podcast as a show, but we're a show that's a podcast.
I like that.
And I was like that's clever as hell. I don't know if they thought of it in this, but yeah. So they have this issue. Yeah, you know what I mean? They have this issue like Joe Budden. They like to play music on their show.
Right, and you
And
can't.
I know though, YouTube is not going to allow none of that.
They not having it.
Yeah,
They not having it at all.
You can rock out all you want, but that YouTube, nah. Like they did a versus, like Destiny's Child versus like.
Oh, they took that down with the quickness,
bruh, instantaneous.
They probably wasn't even done with the live.
Nah, not even. Bruh. I was like, we're not even up yet. They're like, nah, none of that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you can't get down on YouTube, man. They do not play around, man. Now, like just taking a look at like all the things you've accomplished up to this point, what do you say was like the biggest challenge, like just getting things going? What was your biggest setback? Or have you had a big setback? Maybe you haven't.
Yeah. We had some.
Right.
The different personalities.
Yeah.
Realizing that I can't have my friends on the network. Right. You know what I mean? Like
friends and family.
Yeah, like we cool.
Right.
But I had like my dogs on the network at first, and then
yeah,
I'll tell them what to do, and they'll be like, "Nah,
they ain't doing it."
Yeah, or I'll get to it later, and then later never comes. So
I mean, Joe Budden got his friends on there, so you
that's
can
why
do
I thought it could work. That's why I thought it could work.
Yeah.
If I ever meet Joe Budden, I promise you, I got a list of things I need to talk to him about.
He definitely broke the mold. I think for podcasting, like my top 3 for real would be him. And even though I guess Charlamagne is really like a media personality at this point, but I still lump him in there because he kind of like he the point guard for like all of this podcast shit that's happening at this point. Like if it wouldn't have been a Drink Champs if he hadn't encouraged Nori to do that shit. And if you can think back before, I don't know if he was hip to dog before he went to jail, but Taxstone, like dog, that's Charlamagne all day. Like he been the point person for this for a minute, so like I got to throw him in there. And quite honestly, Joe Rogan, like I think Joe Rogan just because of that paycheck he got, like I feel like he must have finagled and did something right. And I ain't gonna lie, I fucking like his podcast.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I tell you all the time, like you can
depending
say
on who's on there.
Yeah, you can say what you want about Joe Rogan, but over 1,000 episodes, and he's making, he's still getting the numbers. The numbers are still there at 1,000. Like
exactly, for sure.
He's doing what he needs to do.
Right. Now, just looking at, again, like your biggest setback, like you said, would be like the different personalities and dealing with that. But like, what is your ultimate goal at this point, or have you even set your sights that far ahead? Because like sometimes we go kind of like step by step as opposed to seeing like the bigger picture. But like, what's your next like big goal that you're trying to accomplish?
So my next big goal, I want an app. I want an app, either a phone app or Roku app, something like that. I want something of that sort. So I don't gotta tell my mama to go look for something. You know, she can just turn her TV on, hit the button, and pop up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A little easier to find. Yeah, I guess.
So it's the app, and then television, man. Like actually have the media group.
What?
Man. Like,
so you want to do TV for?
Yeah.
Now, when you say TV, like what? Like shows?
Like
movies?
In my head,
everything.
In my head, I took over BET, and I already planned out the whole schedule of listings, like black soap operas, everything, bro. I done figured it all out.
Hey, so you said you took over. You ain't partnering. No, you just taking that shit over.
I ain't partnering nothing. Every time they partner, this wild stuff come on.
Yeah, that's true.
No more Baby Boy 10 times a day. You know what I mean?
That shit will come on back to back though. That's crazy.
Hey, Tyrese get one day out the month. That's it. So, for the culture.
For sure. Hey, so this is something I want to ask. Network owners too, because it's something I've been thinking about. Do you think that, or which avenue do you think would be more lucrative, to sign some type of or a lot of ad deals, or to have something like, say, somewhat of a distribution deal, I guess you would say, maybe for a podcast? Like, which one do you think would be more beneficial? Because this is something I've been kind of toying with back and forth just to figure out which would make most sense. But like, what do you think? Like getting ads or getting like some kind of distribution deal, so to say?
So the distribution deal, that's probably the upfront money.
Right, exactly.
I mean, like Revolt comes knocking. I tell people all the time, like, don't stay here because of loyalty. If Revolt says we'll take you over there,
take your shit over there.
Yeah, just take SMG every once in a while,
right?
And show up for the documentary. That's it. Just show up for the documentary. I'm good.
Right.
But I think ads for the most part.
Okay.
Because you can get as many ads as you want. You know what I
mean?
True.
So there's no ceiling on that.
Deal, you're pretty much locked in.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, you get. Bro, I swear, if I could figure out the ad game, anybody out there who do ads, help me out. Please.
I'm trying to. It's definitely strategic. It's tricky too. Like it's not something you can do. Like at this point, we're kind of trial and error. But I do have there's an organization out in Denver that I work with. Shout out to my man Julius Hinton. He's actually the owner of the Plug Network.
Okay.
So the Plug Network matches podcasts with advertisers. Now they only do audio though. So like if you got an audio podcast, then they'll try to match you with advertisers. And so that's kind of like the middleman that you could kind of partner with in order to do those things that I don't want to do. It's like in real life. In real life, you can do all the cold calling and like actually visiting these businesses, which is probably the best way to do it. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm too lazy to do all that. And we're leaving money on the table though. Like there's no doubt about that because now podcasting is a for real medium, and people are really advertising through podcasts. Digital media as a whole, just because they know that even though terrestrial radio is still a thing. A lot of people stream things, and that's where those ads are going. So if you're on iHeartRadio, and there could be some ads in there for you, you can make some money. So it's a thing. I don't know. I know that doing the ads is probably the best way to go. It is probably going to take the most work though.
It is definitely.
We
have I have a podcast called Tequila and Champagne.
Gotcha.
And every week we have a drink of the week,
Okay.
And then sometimes we don't have a drink, but if we do make a drink, we put Simply in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We put some type of Simply juice in it. And we always, that's our advertiser. Like shout out to the advertiser and just keep saying their name over and over again.
At some point they might reach out.
Yeah, like, so at some point,
No, seriously though.
So that's what we do.
No doubt.
Like if I'm drinking like Patron, like shout out to Patron, the sponsor. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like that all the time. So
right. No, that's definitely a thing to do that. And it's something that people need to be cognizant of. Like even if you're not a network owner, if you just do like a solo podcast and it's just you at home, like these are still things that you need to think about. Like you need to think about the monetary behind it, because I know for the most part this is you got to have a love for this to keep going. But you definitely on the back end, like everybody else, you want to make a couple dollars and you want to figure out how to do that. And I think that the route that you're going, especially having the network and an actual facility where people know how to operate things, is definitely kind of the way to go. Because at this point, what you could do is, even if there's another network that doesn't have somewhere to record, then bam, that's another stream of revenue for you. They can partner exactly. They can partner with the studio space. Yeah. So yeah, definitely the route to go. Is there anyone in the Baltimore area that was doing this prior to you, or is this some kind of breaking new ground in that area?
Digital Empath.
Okay.
Shout out to them. They came to the studio a couple times.
Gotcha.
They've been doing it. I didn't realize they was doing it.
Okay.
They did it real on the low. I thought it was just a studio.
Yeah.
And then they just had people coming in, but then they took like a group photo to this is the Digital Empath studio family. I'm like,
yeah, they got a whole situation.
I had a network this whole time.
Right.
He was like, yeah, we didn't want to tell nobody. I was like,
right.
Okay, I get it.
So now the cat is out the bag.
Yeah, they rock with us. 1,500 radios, internet radio company.
Okay.
They kind of got like a network situation going on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Phil. But yeah, other than that, nah.
That's really about it.
When I mentioned to people, they're amazed. I'm like, this is just something I wanted to do. This wasn't like nothing too crazy, So
no, for sure. Yeah. No, that's what's up. This is a conversation that I think it's necessary for all of us that's kind of in the same space. Because again, it is different from when you're like basically producing your own podcast to then being responsible for others. It is a task to kind of find everyone's voices. So that's why I know that when you said that was one of those setbacks, I get it, because you're dealing with a bunch of personalities, you know, and we ain't gonna get too far into that, but you know that's really how it is.
Right.
Now, real quick though, before we get out of here. And I ain't gonna hold you too long, but I want to go back to what we was just talking about the ad space and everything, about how that being the way to go to kind of generate revenue. But on the flip side of that, I know I was talking about like a distribution deal. Mm-hmm. Is there one distribution deal that you would just definitely not turn down? There's got to be one.
Yeah, there is definitely one.
Exactly.
Shout out to Hove. Rock Nation, what up? You know, y'all.
You gonna throw that plug in there? What up?
You know, I got 9 shows. Or if you just want one show, either way, you here. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the way you would want to go.
Yeah, I'll go with Hove, definitely. So
I feel.
And people who know me know that. They know. They're like, "Yep, that's the one." Yeah,
so you're a real fan.
Yeah. So. And also people for advertising. You don't have to go for the big fish. You know what I mean?
Right.
The local flower shop. You know what I mean?
For sure. Because that can be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what it's about too. I think a lot of people look for ads and they looking for like the biggest one. But how about the intermediate range, but they go be an advertiser for 3 years. Like think about that. Think about like that longevity. So you might get this one big one up front, but then they never advertise with you again. So like it's kind of what's the point? Yeah. No,
and then it's also, if you do 4 shows in a month, charging like $30 or like a shout.
Yep.
That's right. That's even $100. That's a little $100 in your pocket.
Exactly. Even that though, right? Because with social media being the thing that it is, like a digital shout out, like a social media shout out is like worth money. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Back when I was when I had all the followers. Yeah.
You said we had all the followers.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, look. Now
I better not ever catch them. I'm telling you, I better not catch them because he took all of them away. So
took all your shit off. Man, that's the one thing I get scared of. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of the reason why I went and got the blue check, just so I wouldn't make sure my shit don't get hacked. Because I don't want to start over. I definitely don't want to start over there.
I told myself when I get to 7,000, then I'll hit the blue check. So.
Yeah. All right, so before we get out of here, I am gonna ask you this final question, Doug. And it's the most important question of the night.
Oh, sure.
After all of the things that you've accomplished at this point, what is in the cooker right now? What's coming up next, bro?
Right now, what we got?
That you can talk about.
Yeah, you know that meeting with Hove's coming up now.
Right. Speaking into existence.
Right. February 1st, Toxicology Report live show. That's coming up. What else is coming up? We're doing a virtual live show in June. Okay. For everybody on the network, and we probably gonna pull a couple of other people in there on that.
Now the live show in February, where is it gonna be at?
At the spot that we had the after party at.
Oh, okay, bet. Well, shout it out real quick because people gonna be watching.
Oh yeah, the Motor House, 120 West North Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Toxicology Report live show, February 1st. Tickets go on sale Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Tickets go on sale Saturday. The pre-sale goes on Saturday. The official tickets go on sale December 1st.
All right, bet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take these opportunities, dog.
Yeah.
You're just about to breeze past it like, yeah, we're going to do live shows.
Yeah, like,
take the
opportunity. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not just talking about myself.
Hey, that's why we're here, though. This is the podcast about podcasts.
You're right. So, yeah, and then what else?
You said in June, the virtual joint?
Yeah, first June 16th is the virtual podcast, I believe it is. I think it's 16th. Don't hold me to the date, but it's in June.
Okay, shout out to Tupac birthday.
We're doing a coat drive in Baltimore right now. A coat and sock drive.
Word.
Yeah. So if anybody want to donate, SMG Cares is the Cash App.
Say that again. What is it?
SMG Cares.
Got you. SMG Cares Cash App. No, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, gently used coats, socks. We just got a donation of 120 pairs of socks.
For sure.
Yeah, so we just doing.
No, that's what's up.
And
doing your service in the community.
Hold on, matter of fact, I got the thing right here. The vendor pop up.
Right.
April 26th. That's
okay, gotcha. Yeah, you got a lot of shit going on.
Had a whole meeting about it. So yeah. So.
No, that's what's up, dog. Hey, so again,
we have something big at the end of the year.
What's going on?
I can't tell y'all yet.
Come on, man.
But y'all need to
say something for? We need to be there.
Y'all need to be there though. Y'all need to be there.
I mean, shit, we like Baltimore, bro. Don't tempt me with a good time.
It's Thanksgiving weekend though. It's like that Saturday after.
I thought you said the end of the year. The end of the year is in December, dog.
Thanksgiving, the last week is November now.
Oh damn, it is.
Change it up. Yeah.
Oh damn. I don't even know how that works still.
Yeah, me either.
So this is Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, Saturday after Thanksgiving, Players Ball. Don't know the location yet, but we have a Players Ball. That's gonna be
crazy.
And I need the Detroit players in there, so come on down.
Man, we might need to make that work, dog. Oh, that's gonna be fire. Let me put some thought into that, dog. We might try to make that for real.
Appreciate it.
Hey, but look, it's been a pleasure having you, dog, again.
Thank you, man.
Shout out to all of your successes at this point, and prayers up for you and Rock Nation. After you get that joint, man, throw me a couple $.
Oh, you know I am. Because they heard it on here. That's what they heard it at. They heard it on here. So, yeah, I got you.
That's what's up, dog. I appreciate that, man. Tell the people real quick where they can find you at on socials.
Sarcarrogance everywhere. SARCARROGANCE everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Jester SMG. That's my main page if you want to laugh every once in a while. So,
yeah. And where's the studio space?
The studio space is at 3037 Hamilton Avenue off of Hartford Road. We are on the side of an adult daycare, so don't go to the front part because you're gonna scare the old people. Go to the side. Go to the side, ring the doorbell, and I got you.
No, for sure. That is what's up. Shout out to my man George Simpson, a.k.a. Pablo, all the way from the DMV, dog. Thank you again for coming out, man.
It's The Rock.
Yo, to the next time, man. Thank you for everybody who tuned in today to another episode of PodTalk, the podcast about podcasts.
Yeah, I like that.
We are out of here again from the podcasting studios in Southfield. Till the next time, my man Miles on the ones and twos bringing us to you. And of course, man, it's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. Peace out, y'all.